Hello and welcome to the channel where we tell the best stories in the comics and graphic novels that are hidden. And today we're continuing the story of Thorgal with Volume 2, Chapter 1, which is called The Three Elders of Aran. After months of travel through rugged northern terrains, Thorgal and Arisha saw their spike in warmer southern lands. But they weren't alone. Earlier in the woods, a sudden rustle had revealed a gnome-like wanderer, short, grotesque, with a red jester's hat. Powerful lord and beautiful lady, welcome to the land of Aran, he said with a welcoming yet calculated smile. My name is Jadwin. We've been expecting you. Thorgal's instincts, sharpened by the past ambushes, flared. You were expecting us? Why? Jadwin replied smoothly. To take you to a feast, of course. Arisha, tired from the road and enticed by the idea of warmth and company, leaned in. A feast? That's a good idea. Let's go now, Thorgal. Thorgal, recalling how such invitation had led to traps in their earlier adventures, muttered, I don't like the sound of that. I prefer to continue on our way. But the gnome, perhaps sensing Thorgal hesitation and eager for his own amusement, interjected, We have enough time, don't we? I really like feasts. And Thorgal, yielding to Arisha's gentle persuasion, accepted and agreed to go to the village for the feast. They reached the village where a vermeil silver necklace dangled from branches, its intricate design catching light like a beacon. Arisha's eye widened in wonder, her curiosity piqued after days of mundane travel. Oh, look, Thorgal, looks like a magnificent necklace. The gnome, positioning himself as a knowledgeable guard to intrigate with them, explained that it is, noble lady, made of the finest silver. Legend has it that it brings good luck to all who touch it. Thorgal, wary of such lures from his experiences with enchanted artifacts, questioned, And who hung it like that? The gnome shrugged mysteriously. I don't know. Thorgal read the rune that said, The one who frees this necklace with just one arrow will reign over the lands of Aran. Harisha, inspired by tales Thorgal had shared of clever heroes during their long nights by campfires, stepped forward with determination. See, Jadwin, cutting those four cords with one arrow is impossible. You're the only ones who think you know how to do things. Instead of bowing to tradition, she used one arrow to slice the cords. I didn't hear him say that you had to use a bow. Don't they say that a long time ago in far off Asia, a certain Alexander did the same thing? The necklace fell into her hands and she placed it around her neck with innocent delight. Why not? I want it. The reaction was explosive. The grass surged with joy. Glory to the gods! Long live our queen! Joyful, joyful! Sing her praises! Thorgal, realizing the shift from festivity to obligation, tried grabbing her hand. Quick, let's get out of here. But the villagers, conditioned by years of reverence for this prophecy, blocked him and they snatched Arisha from him. Now Jadwin, his role as an enforcer was clear. Too late, Lord Thorgal, he laughed. The prophecy has been fulfilled. Look. And then a red sailboat glided across the lake, carrying three elders. These elderly figures with weathered skin, clothed in flowing robes and grotesque masks that evoke forgotten gods. Their arrival, timed by signals from Jedwin, marked the prophecy's activation. They chanted in unison, their voices hollow and commanding. May the gods be praised, the prophecy is fulfilled. We have a queen. We will send our emissaries to the four cardinal points to find her a king. Her eye is strong, and the lad of Aran will finally know its lost prosperity. Thorgal shouted, Wait a minute, you are forgetting a little detail. She already has a husband, me. The elders, unmoved by personal ties in their calculated scheme, commanded, Let the guards take our queen to the castle, and may the people of Aran rid us of this wretch who is trying to harm her. Arisha, now realizing the necklace curse, struggled against the guards, but she was powerless. The crowd, driven by blind faith, swarmed Thorgal. Their sheer numbers and their fanaticism overwhelmed him. Drag away, he heard the gnome sneer. Goodbye, Lord Thorgal, and thanks again for your wife. We'll take such good care of her. And at the moment Thorgal is hit in the head and passes out, and he is left on the forest to be eaten by the wolves. As darkness enveloped the castle, its walls standing like an unbreachable fortress under the moon's pale gaze on a lake, Thorgal was swimming to go to the castle to save Aricia. Gazing at the slick walls, he said, it's as I feared, no window, no foothold, smoother than a silver mirror. Drawing on his resourcefulness, he used his bow to fire a grappling hook. Scaling the wall in stealthy manner, he infiltrated the torch-lit halls, not a shadow of a guard. These benevolent ones seemed very sure of their safety. A faint light and voices drew him. Mightn't this Thorgal fellow thwart our plans, Jadwin? It was the elders, with Jadwin, who reassured the elders that they were safe and Thorgal would be no threat to him. Sneaking past the gnome, Thorgal restrained himself. Prioritizing Aricia, he burst into her chamber. Aricia, at last, quick, wake up and let's get out of this cursed castle. But the elders portioned and ministered to bend her will. Who are you? She said. Get out, leave me alone. I don't want to get out of this place. Thorgal's heart sunk. What? Aricia? It's me, Thorgal. And then he realized that those wretches have drugged her. Guards were alerted by the commotion, and they stormed in. Thorgal realized that he had no other option but to flee. He jumped into the lake, sinking into the starry abyss. The elders, secure in their ancient power, gloated. We've got this cursed fool, Thorgal. There's our problem solved. No man gets out of a bottomless lake alive. No ordinary man. The prophecy's activation sent the ripples beyond around. Emissaries, dispatched by the elders, summoned lords from afar, Vikings with horned helms, knights in polished plate, and archers from distant realms, all drawn by the promises of power and wealth. Gathered in a grassy field under the castle's imposing silhouette, the elders addressed them. Noble lords, you have come from the four lines of the horizon to answer our call, and we thank you. As tradition has it, three tests would show us the most valiant among you, and it is upon him who wins the third test that the honor of marrying our queen and reigning over the land of Aran will be bestowed. Are you ready? The suitors roared in unison. Yes, we are ready. The first test targeted their physical power and cunning. The others said, the first test will be simple. See that mountain? At its summit you'll find 3 golden swords. Plunge them into the frozen ground. The 3 of you who each bring the sword back to us will have the right to continue to the second test. The others will be eliminated. So suitors, go. And the suitors charge on horseback. One of the knights was Sigurd, the fair-haired knight, who was hit by an arrow and now is forced by his helmed ally to hide in the bushes. What are you doing? Are you mad? The Hibben knight replied, Fighting will make us lose precious time. Come on, let's fight. Quickly, they're coming. And then they climbed the cliffs, offering mutual aid to each other. They reached the top, and there they grabbed 2 swords. Then, the third one, they threw it to the feet of the rest of the warriors, for which they have to fight each other. Happy, they climbed down the hill, but then Sigurd was hit on the back. Don't move, Lord. I only need 1 golden sword, but I have lots of arrows. Coward, despicable traitor, you shoot him in the back. The back or the front? The result is the same. Fool, I'll make you pay for this murder, even in hell, if I have to. And now, in front of 3 elders, we are the 3 victors. Karshan, with his brute force, Volsung, with sly calculation, and Thorgal, as the helmed knight, who had infiltrated the group driven by his unyielding quest to rescue Arisha. And then they presented the swords. The elders said, "Noble lords, those golden swords are now yours. Do you want to proceed?" Declarations revealed their course. Karshan shaped by Viking raids. I, Karshan of Ortizan, will win by using my strength. Volsung, a schemer from shadows, courts, I of Nikor will triumph by using my mind. And the Thorgal, his rage fueled by Arisha's plight and Sigurd's death, said, by using anger. Thorgal, the elders, startled but constrained, he has the right, but Narul says he will come out alive. So Thorgal could continue to the second test. For the second test, a self-guiding boat will, with yellow sails, carried them across stormy seas. Tossed into the whirlpool, they emerged on an island of jagged crystals and alien flora under greenish skies. The guardian, a long-haired woman, approached with seductive questions rooted in the tests designed to probe their souls. Well, because I am the strongest, even more so. You see the dog there, Karshan? Hiziko, provoked, lifted the boulder but fell to her spells. But then she was bound and gauged. Without your pricky mouth and beautiful white arms to cast your spells, you're suddenly defenseless. Volsung takes the keys, but then Fogel opposes him to release her. But then the brute Viking hits him in the back, and Thorgal is left unconscious again. Carson takes from Volsung the golden key and leaves him with a silver key. After a few moments, Thorgal wakes up and frees the guardian, who gives him in return the lead key. And so the three contenders return to the elders, passing the second test. Now for the final test. In front of the three doors in this big chamber where a lot of treasures were stored, the three contenders with the elders were presented before these three doors. There is the door of water, the door of air, and the door of fire. Now, the golden key winner chooses the door of water because it was his first choice, and Carson, chose the water because he is a Viking and he lives for the raids. But when he opens it, he is taken by the seas and falls into the depths of the oceans. Then the sly Volson, with the silver key, has the option to choose, and he chooses the air. But when he opens the door, he is floored in his death in the black, cold space. Now Thorgal was the only one left, and he was left with the door of fire. He opens it and he sees only fires. He jumps into it, screaming, and then he finds himself into another world. With the lead key in hand, Thorgal explores the island. There he finds the guardian again, who warns him he can win by either sacrifice or by triumph. Confused, Thorgal continues his journey and continues to move to see the place until he sees this arched portal glowing with faint, inviting light. Driven by the guardian's cryptic hints and his desperation to unravel the prophecy, he pondered what a strange place. Stepping through, he was lifted in a sparkling, disorienting vortex, his body weightless, mind reeling from the shift. Well, see, but emerging, he found himself inexplicably returned. I am back at my starting point, he wondered. The castle's once opulent hall now echoed empty. Its treasures vanished. The treasure is gone? Is this really the benevolent one's castle? Or am I somewhere else that just looks like it? Thought Thorgal. Descending familiar yet altered stairs, he reached an overlook where the village had stood. Not only barren rocks bordered the lake, the erasure a sign of the others, failing grip on the time. The village is gone. What is this hallucination then? Underground passages lit by flickering torches led him to three blond men in white robes, with mocking welcome, their voices weakened by the unraveling spell. Glory to the winner, honor to the most valiant. Welcome, chosen lord. Thorgal's bewilderment grew. These were the true benevolent ones, their useful facets masking ancient decay, their presence sustained by the water of time, a magical cure that kept them forever living in youth. Whoever you are, we congratulate you on triumphing. This water of the night of time is your reward. Thorgal, connecting the dots from the Guardian's warnings and the land's exploited people, yours benevolent ones. You subjugate inhabitants, making slaves, dig gold for generations, sending lords to your past for this drink, to live another century. They admitted with mocking compliments, astute, we are 1,000 years before you. Take the flask to us or perish. Ha ha ha. The Guardian's prophecy resurfaced. Two ways, triumph or sacrifice. As Thorgal grappled with the flask, in this world that he was now embedding back into the past, he felt they want eternal rule, making queens of outsiders. Tests every century. Thorgal opted for sacrifice, emptying the flask. The real benevolent ones screamed, and their true age stole and it disappeared in the fog. With the magic ended, Thorgal was back in his time. And from the door, Arisha jumped on his arms, but also Jadwin showed up, who was shocked by the deaths of his three mentors. He picks a spear to kill Thorgal, but the castle implodes and Arisha and Thorgal jump into the lake to swim to the shores safely. Arisha, fully conscious now, with the drug effects completely fading, as the elder's powers were gone, asked Thorgal, "What's happened?" Thorgal, his voice tender. "The curse ends. No more blood for gold. I'm not going to explain today, but one day I will. But for now, none of that is important." As they walk into dawn, free at last, the saga closed on renewal. And that's how this first of two chapters of the volume 2, or book 2 of Thorgal ends. We'll meet again into the next video where we're going to see how this book, the second book or the second volume, ends with the second chapter.